Street Fighter II laid the groundwork for the Street Fighter series on the Super Nintendo, but things really got interesting with the sequel to that game, Street Fighter II Turbo. More characters, more speed, more moves. What more could you ask for in a fighting game? Street Fighter II Turbo is arguably one of the best fighting games on the Super Nintendo, so let's take a look at this bad boy. While Street Fighter II laid the groundwork for a fantastic fighting franchise, Street Fighter II Turbo took what the original created and added much more to the game. Where the first game offered the standard championship mode only, Turbo adds a new mode called Turbo Mode. With up to 4 various speeds and 8 with a code, Turbo Mode cranks up the gameplay to a blistering pace. All of this footage was captured at 4-star Turbo Mode. A quick glance at the options menu shows that the light punch, medium punch, heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, and heavy kick are all still intact from the original game. One of the biggest additions to Street Fighter II Turbo is the ability to play as the 4 unplayable Grandmasters from the first game. You have Balrog, who's a boxer, Vega is a claw wielder, Sagat is a Muay Thai kickboxer, and M. Bison is the leader of the Shadaloo, and they're all playable in this version of the game. Each one feels fresh and adds a good variety to the mix of the original 8 characters here. Also worth noting is that all the characters have new character art. In terms of gameplay, there are some new additions to special moves, such as Ryu's Hurricane Kick can now be done in midair. The gameplay feels a bit more refined than its predecessor with the additional moves, and AI tweaks were done as well. In the original game there were 2 mini-games, brick breaking and car smashing, with the barrel mini-game removed. In Turbo, however, the barrel smashing is re-added back in, bumping it up to 3 mini-games. Rounding out the new features is the ability to do mirror matches, which can lead to some epic battles to see who is truly more talented with a certain character. Aside from the code that increases the turbo meter, there's also a code to turn off all special moves as well. An interesting note, however, is that Vega can still do his flying Barcelona attack off a wall jump, which appears to be a minor oversight by the developers. While Street Fighter II laid the groundwork, Turbo manages to improve upon that formula in every way possible, making it a fantastic follow-up to the original game. Street Fighter II laid down the groundwork, and Street Fighter II Turbo just took it to a whole nother level. Adding more characters, more speed, more moves, this was a true sequel to Street Fighter II, and an excellent game to add to your Super Nintendo library. Many consider this to be one of the finest games on the Super Nintendo, period. So could Capcom really improve upon this formula? Is Street Fighter II Turbo the perfection of the Street Fighter genre on Super Nintendo? Well, we still have 2 more games to look at in the Street Fighter series on Super Nintendo. So tune in next time to Retro Gaming Tube 85 as we continue Street Fighter Week here on the channel. But for now, if you don't own this game, you might as well pick it up because it's one of the finest fighters on the system.